Alright everyone, Hanson's back here finishing everything up. Update on the quarter panel project. I've got all this nice and sealed up and painted. So we did the self-etching primer and then the undercoating on top. And still you can see doing body work, trying to get this nice and filled in and back to green obviously. But good old Hanson back doing the other side today. So he's got that whole back side almost finished up, and he did the front side right here. How did it weld up here, Hanson, on the inside?
Pretty decent.
Nice.
There's a couple spots I can weld it, so it's a lot better than the last side.
Good, heck yeah.
Not perfect, but it'll hold.
Nice. And then he's just doing this last little triangle spot. Making sure this old girl's sealed up, right, Luke?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, from one project to another, Luke has gotten both the rear quarters done, so they're nice and sealed up. Show you guys that. Look at all those, that new metal. Now we got to go back with seam sealer and do what we did like the other side, seal it up. And now, pretty ridiculous project, but some aluminum welding. At least we think it's aluminum, right, Luke?
Such fucking aluminum.
We are making tabs, mounting tabs. I already made them. Luke was proud of my machine work.
Yeah.
And we'll weld them basically, one right here, and then one up at the top where the handlebars are. And we'll throw our strap on it, rated for 50 pounds, so I can easily carry it downtown and wherever else. I gotta portage my scooter. Alright, Luke's welding on the scooter.
Fucking scooter's gay as well.
What don't you like about it?
Oh, fucking moves.
Oh, yeah.
Floppy son of a cock.
Jeez. Don't use, hey. Don't use those. Those are my nice ones. Hell no. Hell no. Did you?
Yeah. How
much you been using them?
They work really good.
Oh, you.
It's aluminum.
Those are nice though. So it's definitely aluminum, right, Luke? Man.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Fucking tab ain't going anywhere, I'll tell you that.
Nice. You'd be a lot more worried about ripping, like you said, this top little, whatever, quarter inch or half inch.
I mean, if I just left the weld like that, the fucker's not going anywhere. I'm gonna weld the other side just so it's even.
Nice, heck yeah. Yeah, I don't know how much faith you have in that aluminum to hold, like that top part. Like,
I mean, it should be just fine.
Yeah, I would think.
I'm just saying, if there's anything that does go, that's gonna be it.
Right. Got the wires out of the way. We were melting them.
Fuck, dude.
We don't want to fuck it up. It's a $500 scooter, Luke. I gotta beep that out on YouTube too.
What?
No swearing on YouTube.
Why?
I don't know. Well, that's only if, I think if you monetize. Like if you make money on it, they.
You trying to monetize that?
Nah, I don't have those kind of followers, man. No one wants to watch this crap. I mean, maybe they do. All right, guys, you're on the GoPro today. We are seam sealing everything up on the bottom side here on the final side. So we get to work on the, we're on the driver's side right now. So we'll come back and we'll seam seal as much as we possibly can. Use a whole tube if we have to. But yeah, we'll get going. I'll put you on the GoPro and you can.
I gotta toast it out. We gon' fold with that. We going out to black.
Okay, GoPro update. Sorry to switch around on you guys so much. I think I recorded the first half of this with my camcorder, but it'll be easier for on the GoPro so you guys can see me undercoat. We are ready to undercoat. We've got everything seam sealed and self-etch primed on the driver's side, so I will take you along for the undercoating. But yeah, it looks pretty darn good. All that seam sealer caked on there. And now we have everything nice and taped off like we discussed on the camcorder. Getting better with my tape jobs so that way overspray does not get on anything on the actual paint in the quarter panel area here. Got the towels draped over as much as we can for overspray onto the doors and the rear section and even the roof. So yep, we've learned our lessons too many times. We don't want to risk the overspray, so let's get to it. Alright, I'm going to end the night here. I've got the whole trunk kind of taped off and cleaned, at least the best that I can. It's not bad. It should be fine for the touch-up that I'm doing. But yeah, I'll show you guys what it looks like right now. So we'll give everything a fresh coat, and where we welded the new metal on, can't see it as much on this side, but all those weld marks from sealing up the wheel well, we'll get all that. And yeah, should be looking nice and spiffy again in white. Can't really pick it up on camera too much, but it's definitely not great at this point. And then yeah, what else? Oh yeah, we got the fill filter in. It's dangling there. The shield is on. I had to beat it a little bit with the hammer, so I'll probably just throw a little bit of undercoating back on that spot in the morning when I spray the trunk. And then what else do we got? That's all the grinding dust, so you can see lots of crap. I'll probably end up taking one of the seats out so that I can get in here and do a thorough clean before the season starts. But yeah, we'll just work our way forward and make it look good as we go. But yeah, that new firewall's sitting pretty back there for sure. So yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. I will keep you updated once we give it a fresh coat of paint back here. And then, oh yeah, next will be blending this. This is going to be fun. Sarcasm. Yeah, because when we welded the new wheel arches in, we had to obviously grind the green paint here to have something to weld to. So you can see all the stitch welds along the way. So yeah, we'll have to work on blending that in. And when I do that, I'm going to be a bit better about taping stuff off, because I got a lot on my my actual clear coat here. It seems to be coming off with some 3000 grit and some buffing. Well, it should take care of it. Fingers crossed. We love We love clear coat for that reason. So anyway, yeah, I'll update you guys once we make progress on a new coat of paint back here, and then touching up this area. So thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll keep you posted. Alright, today's the day we are going to button up some of these paint projects. So Luke Hanson was here yesterday and he finished up welding the driver's side wheel well area, so that's all done. We'll give that the treatment, and we learned a lot from the passenger side. So basically the order of operations is essential for how we lay down the self-etching primer, the seam sealer, and do our Bondo fill and our sanding. I'll kind of walk you through what I mean by that, because this side you'll see a pretty good example. So you can see when Luke Hanson went and welded in this this panel to cover up seal everything up here in the quarter, we had to grind off this area, and this area has such a ledge now, basically. So we learned on the other side that the self-etching primer and the sandable primer will not fill in this ledge. I thought that the high build sandable primer would fill it in, and it doesn't, just because it's ground down probably a little bit past bare metal, and it's quite the lip. So we learned last time we do have to skim coat this with Bondo if we want to get that nice finish. So basically the order of operations is this. We'll go through, we'll prep everything all at once, including up here. So we'll give it the best sanding that we can. We're not going to go crazy like we did last time through the grits. Probably only take this up to, oh, I don't know, maybe 220. Nothing too crazy high. But that way what we can do is self-etch prime all of it at once. So self-etch prime everything, and then we can move on to the sandable primer. So that way we're not doing, you know, one stage here, one stage here. We can kind of do two birds with one stone. So self-etch prime everything. Once the self-etch primer is down, we will then lay our seam sealer on the inside here, only on the inside, and then we will undercoat. So once the undercoating is done, basically this whole wheel well area is finalized, sealed up and undercoated. Then we'll work back to this. So the quarter panel would then have only self-etching primer on it. Then we will come back with basically our skim coat of Bondo, get this Bondo line acceptable, no ledge, sand that down. Then we can lay our sandable primer. Then we can go to the base coat in the clear. And I think I'm gonna wait until base coat to do the seam on this side, because I learned from the other side we're doing so much sanding that I don't want to be sanding when there's seam sealer right here. It's just gunky, clogged everything up. So yeah, we learned a lot from this side. But yeah, basically this side that I keep referring to, the passenger side, is all ready for a base coat today. So we're gonna lay down the nice metallic, it's a Hyundai color that we painted the whole car. So we're gonna lay down the metallic, and hopefully we get a nice blended base and clear coat in just this area. So I am gonna practice with a little seam sealer here, because you can see where it kind of flaked off in a few places. So I'm just gonna practice. So this is the stage that I will seam seal. I'm gonna do it when it's ready for the base coat. When we're not doing any more sanding, we have no chance of, you know, having to sand gunk, basically. So what I'm gonna do this time with the seam sealer too, I'm gonna practice a nice taped edge, so that way the seam sealer stays right in this lip where we want it. We don't want it to go near our Bondo blend or anything like that. We want it to stay right there. So we'll get to it, and yeah, I'll show you guys. Probably just put you on the tripod today so you can watch a little time lapse of some of this, because it'll be satisfying. We'll actually get to put color on it. And then one other side project is this guy. So we've got these aluminum tabs welded onto my scooter. You guys are probably looking at this. This one got a little messed up because I didn't account for this latch. I'm not a fabricator. Whoops. You know, when the scooter folds up, it was hitting this tab that we welded on. But yeah, you guys will see. We'll just lay some nice black. I'm actually going to use Steelit for that. So I got the black Steelit, the same stuff that we used on the diff. I was really happy with the finish on here, so I'm thinking nice durable black Steelit on our tabs. And the tabs are sweet, you guys. I'll show you guys as much best I can, but basically I got this heavy duty strap with little latches on either end. So now we can put a strap on it, throw my 35-pound scooter over my shoulder if we have to carry it for any kind of distance. So super nice. Don't know why they didn't just do a little something like this from a factory, but oh well. Let's get to it though. I'm excited to get everything painted and hopefully buttoned up. I hope that the finished products look good, but it's all in the prep work. So we'll tape everything off. We'll have no chance of overspray on the scooter or any of our nice paint on the passenger side, and we'll get to it. Okay, update. The scooter is prepped. We've got everything taped off all nice, so don't have to worry about overspray. Go to town, even though it's the smallest spot in the world, we've learned to be extra cautious. And I thought I'd just show you guys this. So I should have done this to begin with, but I'm just gonna come back with a thin layer of seam sealer because I've had to sand so much now that I feel like the seam sealer is not even there. But what I like is the electrical tape is pretty flexible and we can get a nice consistent edge to keep the seam sealer right where we want it. So yeah, we'll throw the seam sealer on there and then we should be getting to spraying. While the seam sealer dries, I'll work on getting everything prepped to spray. So yeah, we should be good to go, and let's see how the finished product looks. Hopefully we'll be done today. All right, paint project update. I got the part done that no one likes, which is the taping everything off and plasticking it off, but it's crucial. If you skimp out on it, you pay, because you get overspray on crap and you have to go back and it could really mess your day up. So we got everything taped off. It's not the best tape job in the world, but I'm pretty happy with it. Honestly, all in all, pretty good. Got the smiley faces on the rib nuts so we don't get paint all up in those rib nuts. But yeah, there it is, all plasticed off. And I could use some paper on the right and left edge. But yeah, we are ready to get spray and color on that. And then we've got the scooter over here, all taped off as well. So we will spray it with that Steel It Black right there and right there. But yeah, we are ready to get rolling, and I'm excited. I'll throw you guys on the tripod and you can see a little time lapse. It's always satisfying watching some color go on that area. So let's get to it, do it. Alright, update. We messed up a little bit. So you guys saw me, I threw the camcorder on the tripod and I was going to show you laying down the nice green paint. However, this primer I used was too light of color. So it was going to take way too many coats, and I realized it right away when it wouldn't blend. So we are going to go over it with some of this color. It's like a kind of a, I don't know, brownish green self-etching primer. So we'll try to just hit the spot that we want to correct here, and then we can go back over it with the green. So let's see if it works, and let's get her done. All right, quarter panel paint project update. We now have a better self-etching primer color on here. Before it was like that light gray. Now it's kind of like a olive green. So hopefully that allows the nice green, summer green metallic, the color of my car to lay down actually and cover up our area. So I'll flip it around. So yeah, basically you can see now it's got that olive kind of green on it. It was too light before, so when I went to go apply the summer green metallic, it just would not apply for crap. Like it would have taken way too many coats. So let's see how it goes, and hopefully if I'm giving you a thumbs up in the time lapse, we're looking good. So let's hope this is the trick, because I'm kind of over it at this point, but we've learned a lot, and it should look good once we're done, hopefully. Alright, painting update. After Kylie got a little frustrated with all the fumes, which I don't blame her, it does get fumy, so I gotta be better about a warmer day and airflow. We know that, but sometimes I break the rules. But anyway, yeah, so an update on it. We have basically the whole passenger side is done except for the clear coat, so I'll show you guys that. And then we have to basically repeat everything on the driver's side. But I learned a lot from the passenger side, so I really think I've got my method down now for when we do the driver's side. So I'll show you guys where we're at, and it looks pretty good. So this is without the clear coat, but you can see all nice and green, and that ledge that we worked on pretty darn hard is not very noticeable, so very, very happy with that, especially because, I mean, it's just going to get covered up anyway. But this is going to be clear coated tomorrow, so we'll get that all cleared and hopefully done. And then we need to repeat everything like we talked about on this side. So here's all the bare metal that Luke Hanson welded in, even all the way down there. So we have to self-etch, prime, and protect all of this bare metal. So we'll get the self-etch primer on tomorrow, and I have it on a pretty wide area because this is the area that we're going to repaint just like we did on the other side. So yeah, we'll get the self-etch primer down, and then we will come back with our seam sealer. We're going to seam seal just like we did, glob it on really thick on the inside of the wheel well and underneath right here, so we seal it up nice. So once the seam sealer is down, then we will spray everything with undercoating. So we'll come back and we'll undercoat all of the underside, basically anything under there, including the wheel well, this under area right here, and then this little under area right here. So yeah, once that's done, then we move our way up top and we will tackle this area. And like I said, I've learned a lot from the other side, so we know now that this ledge will definitely not be handled by just the sandable primer, so we will have to actually skim coat it with Bondo like we did on the other side. So we'll save a lot of time hopefully on this side, and it goes a lot faster and smoother because we've learned our lessons. Cross my fingers, but it should look pretty good when we're done. I don't know how the blend is going to come out, so on the edges here I'm worried that you're just going to see, like, you know, a clear coat line, like, because we're on the final step over here. So basically, you know, once this clear coat is laid down, you can see I have like the soft edge here. This is supposed to help. You know, I folded the tape over, and here comes Kylie to tell me. Can I check it? Yeah. All right, I'll be right there. But anyway, so this is, so what I was saying is I have the soft edge here folded over. You basically take the tape, fold it over, and it helps not have such a hard line. But the proper way to do it is to also use I guess a blend. So they have like a spray can that blends your clear. So you're supposed to be able to come back and hit just that line with this blend solution, and it makes it look like it never even was there. But we're using a bit of a cheaper like lacquer clear, so I don't really think you can blend, you know, lacquer clear onto some quality 2K urethane clear. But anyway, that's our update. We got our products right here: the seam sealer, the clear, self-etch, and the undercoat. And we will be ready to get going on this tomorrow. So I'll show you guys some progress, and hopefully it turns out good. All right, today's the day. We are finishing up the painting, hopefully, for the most part. So you saw the clear on this side. We're gonna do the clear coat on the passenger side right here. So you can see we've got the green paint down. Now we're ready for the clear. And then on this side, we have to basically repeat everything we did on the passenger side. So this is the driver's side. And you can see Luke as well, that are nice pieces of metal in here. So we have to go through and basically seam seal and epoxy primer all of this and get this prepped just like we did with the other side. So let's get to it. I'll throw you on the tripod. Well, Kylie's not a fan, but we gotta do what we gotta do here in Minnesota. So it's a little bit warmer today. It's gonna be 36. So I've got the doors almost halfway open, just like she said. And we are spraying and getting the fumes out, finishing up the quarter panel area. So I think the fumes are okay. I got the door locked and sealed as best I can to the house. And then this is a lot of flow. So hopefully the winds work with me and we don't have much fumes going into the house. So that's the setup. Got that door open about halfway too. Nice cross breeze. You can see the stuff flapping. So yeah, hopefully air's out nice and no problems in the house. Because yeah, I've been painting a lot this weekend. It's kind of irritating Kylie, rightfully so. But yeah, hopefully it looks good once it's done. All right, time for some seam sealing. So we're breaking out the 3M seam sealer. And we have everything primered now. We laid down the self-etching gray primer, and now we're going to use a whole tube of this, just like we did on the passenger side, and seal up the whole driver's side as best we can. So I will update you guys once we have that nice thick layer down. But yeah, it looks good. We got the self-etching primer applied, and it is now no longer bare metal, so that's good. But yeah, I learned my lesson the first time. Even the seam sealer is some pretty smelly stuff, so I'm going to be putting on the respirator for this. But yeah, follow along guys, and we'll show you once it's... Alright, we just got done seam sealing. You like my respirator marks on my face? But yeah, everything is seam sealed and it looks great, and it should hopefully keep all the smoke and the crap out of the car as much as possible. I laid it on as thick as I possibly could because some gaps were kind of large. Not Hanson's fault, just no metal to work with as usual. But yeah, I'll show you guys. So we did not seam seal the outside. So this top part I'm going to do, this very last part, I will do that once we go back and we do the actual paint on the quarter panel, the nice green paint. But here it is, all along the inside. I laid it on thick, like I said, and then it goes and wraps around, and it meets all the little areas so that it's all nice and sealed up. And right here. So yeah, it looks good. And like I said, I hope it accomplishes what we want it to do, which is keep all the crap out as much as possible. But yeah, kind of crazy looking at it like this. Nice. Now we are ready for the undercoat. So we'll get that nice black undercoating on there, just like we did on the other side. And for that, we do want to tape off all of this area, the nice like quarter panel area where we're going to get the nice green paint on and paint match the car. So we will want to tape off this as much as we can to prevent the black undercoating overspray to get all over the place. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and hopefully we will have, by the end of the day, we're going to take a little bit of break on painting. My girl Kylie is getting pretty upset with the fumes in the house, so after today everything should be sealed up, should have all the wheel well and underside down there at the bottom and there at the bottom undercoated, and then we should just have the top side to worry about, which we will do that in a couple weeks or a week or so when we have some warmer weather and we can finish. So hopefully this side will look just like this side when it's all done. And I have everything taped off under here because I didn't want to get the green overspray on the nice, you know, black undercoated area. But yeah, you guys get the gist. You've seen it along the way, so you know what we're going for. But yeah, I'm excited. And we learned a lot, like I keep saying, from that passenger side, so we're going to try to make this side as efficient as possible. But yeah, stay tuned. The subframe and all the suspension parts should be back from powder coating this week. Corey said by the end of the week we should have all that stuff back, and so we'll switch gears on our projects and hopefully get the whole rear end in the car. God, that would be great. We got all of, you know, this whole part shelf. Our axles are sitting there. Our nice steel it black diff. It's now painted steel it black, along with, you know, our spacers, our studs, our hub, you know, with our wheel bearing, our calipers, and our rotors. So we have all the bushings to replace. Everything once it comes back from powder coat is in this box and some of these other random GK Tech boxes. So stay tuned. Like I said, this powder coat should look sweet. I mean, amazing under there. Not just sweet, freaking amazing. And it'll be a nice change of pace from all this painting and sealing, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the whole rear end buttoned up. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, guys. I had to show you my little technique here for taping off the wheel well. We're ready to do the undercoat, and I'm getting a little bit better with basically measuring, cutting out my shapes with my paper and my plastic to cover things up. So I'll show you this little technique here. I don't know, this worked for me, and just a little tip along the way. But basically, we cut out this piece, because now as we're doing the undercoating, we don't want any overspray on this nice over fender, you know, well, not the over fender, but the quarter panel area. So I took this paper and I kind of pressed it along where the wheel well arch is, traced out a line with pencil, and we're going to use our scissors to cut our shape out and get it to protect that area. So nice little trick. Instead of using a bunch of blue tape and, you know, taking quite a bit longer and a lot more material used, we will cut our shape out. And yeah, we'll show you how it all looks once we're ready to spray the undercoating on here. So let's get to it. All right, update. I shaved and we got everything undercoated on the driver's side. We're going to take a break from the paint project, as I mentioned. We've done a lot of painting, and yeah, we're about to get the subframe back. I'd rather focus on that stuff and have a change of pace from paint fumes, because Kylie has not been very happy with that, and it is getting a little old for me too. So I'll show you guys where we're at with this, so you'll see the nice transformation. I'm going to take all the tape off and plastic on both sides and kind of admire everything without being taped off. So I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have to try our best to blend the new clear coat into the existing right here, and yeah, buff it out, see how it looks once it's done. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to, this will be a nice little transformation to take the plastic off and admire everything. I even painted the trunk, you guys have seen that, so just want to pretend like it's not in project mode for a little bit, and we're really close to being done with this quarter panel. Now we only really have the top side left to do, so yeah, let's take it off and enjoy what it looks like without plastic and stuff all over it. All right, pretty satisfying to take all the tape and the plastic off, and now we get to admire how it looks. Check it out. So this is our patch panel, so you can see all the self-etching primer sprayed and along the bottom there. So it's a nice indicator for me, because anywhere that you see gray self-etching primer is going to just get repainted green and clear coat as well. So we still have this ledge to take care of, some dips. It's actually not nearly as bad as the other side, but yeah, we'll work that a little bit. So yeah, we'll work the edge, flatten this out, especially this where there was a dent on the quarter here. So we'll work that with Bondo, and then we'll come back and we'll seam seal this final edge right here all the way down to meet the seam sealer down here and down there. And then we can come back and spray it with our base green color and clear coat it, just like we did on the other side. So coming around to the other side, you can see nice fresh gloss white in here, looks so dang good. And then on the other side, there it is, all finished up with the tape off. You can definitely see our clear coat line that I'm talking about. They make a product that helps to blend it, and I'm hoping after a little bit of buff, I'm hoping just buffing it honestly gets it to blend without having to try to use some product, because I mean this is lacquer, so I kind of cheaped out and I did a lacquer clear. This is proper like 2K clear, basically like a urethane high quality clear. I don't really know how that blend stuff would work to blend, you know, two different types of clear. I don't think it would work that well. So at a certain point, you might just be better off trying to buff it or whatever. It's going to get covered up anyway. But it is a definite line. But anyway, yeah, I'm really happy with it. Turned out good. Came back with a nice clean edge of seam sealer all along there. And then of course we've got the wheel well nice and undercoated and sealed up as well. Really, really stoked on this. It's awesome. It's been a long kind of work in progress, but totally worth it. And it's cool to see the finished results. So yep, we got to repeat that on the other side. But before we do that, we're going to dive into the subframe project next. I also got an order from McMaster Car. First time buying from McMaster Car. So it is awesome. I also got an order from McMaster Car, so you can see this is a nice box of bolts that we got for our first time ever, and their selection was amazing. So we needed a bunch of new hardware to finish out the rear subframe project. So yeah, we get to open up our box of goodies and get to use our shelf for the first time. So we're going to rearrange all the hardware selection and organize a bit. So yeah, we'll get that done and then get back into the subframe project, hoping that comes back from powder coat in the next week. So a little downtime, it'll be nice though. I've kind of been go on this in order to, you know, get it done in a timely manner. I want to get everything done in the rear end in like the next 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks would be ideal. So we'll get her done and I'll bring you along for the ride best I can.